Sometime in the year about 170 AD, at night in his tent on the front lines of the war in Germania, Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of the Roman Empire, sat down to write. It may have been at dawn at the palace in Rome, or perhaps he stole a few seconds to himself during the games. When and where it was doesn't really matter that much. What matters is that this man, at the time the most powerful man in the world, he sat down to write something both to himself and for himself. And that idea, it survives to us. What he wrote, it's a pretty simple quote, but basically he said, "Our actions may be impeded, but there can be no impeding our intentions or dispositions, because we can accommodate and adapt. The mind adapts and converts to its own purposes the obstacle to our acting." And then Marcus, he concluded with these words that are, I think, a maxim for anyone. He said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." And so this concept is critical to a philosophy known as Stoicism. It's part of an exercise in that philosophy known as turning obstacles upside down. It's basically the premise that we don't control what happens to us, but we do control how we respond to what happens to us. And in this way, there is no such thing as a setback or a problem or an obstacle. There's simply an opportunity to do something different. Maybe not what we thought, but what we needed, or not maybe what we would have preferred, but still good enough to work with. And so this is a philosophical idea, of course, but it's also a recipe for entrepreneurship, for personal happiness, for navigating a world that is